As pointed out by both Jill and Lena, the library's commitment to sharing, teaching, and learning content is driven by the social justice agenda, the library's social justice agenda. The making available of OERs to support the teaching and learning program of the university must be accompanied with by a greater commitment to share our teaching and learning content with the wider South African community. We talked about the whole issue of equality, and I think my graphic, I quite enjoyed my graphic, I must say. It talks about the whole issue of equality. Is there equality? And that's what this whole presentation is about. As I said, before I speak about UCT Libraries' open textbook program and its contribution to sharing open education resources, I would like to make mention of two other issues as it gives some context to the drivers of the program. A study conducted by Kelsey Wins in 2015 found that the average cost of first-year textbooks for science students at UCT is approximately 20,000 rands. At that point in time when she did the survey, she had written it in terms of dollars. I just converted that into rands. The contribution towards textbooks on a bursary scheme is approximately 4,000 rands. There is an additional cost of 16,000 rands for the textbooks. Now, if one looks at an 8-month learning period in a year, that is basically 2,000 rands a month for the student. This additional cost is a major burden to our student community, and I think our VC, I'm deliberately saying our VC and not her name, because I think I need my salary at the end of the month. This additional cost, a large cohort of our student body cannot afford this. And what the students try to do is do without without textbooks. And when we talk about failure rate, this is one of the causes of that high failure rate. The second issue is that of participation, and the VC talked about that. The open access movement, besides advocating for improved access, must also push the agenda for active participation by South African academics in the production of content. The open access movement itself has done relatively well with improving access to scholarly content, but active participation in knowledge production continues to be a major challenge. It is our assertion that an increased participation in the creation of open content will contribute to a decolonized higher education process. In an effort to contribute to solutions for two significant issues raised by the students during the 2015-17 period, that is the need for affordable education and a decolonized education, the libraries developed its library as a publisher service. The libraries was of the view that there was opportunity to provide support to academics who wanted to develop open textbooks. The first open textbook published by the libraries was developed by Professor Johan Fagan. This was an open access ears, nose, and throat textbook. There is a medical term, and I refuse to pronounce it. A significant success in the production of this textbook is the simulation of laboratory environments through the insertion of video clips. We are aware that Africa has a dearth of laboratory equipment, and this insertion addresses some of those issues. Further, to try and improve accessibility, we have developed this book to be read on a computer as well as a cell phone. taking into consideration the high level of cell phone usage on the continent. This has meant having the book in 3 formats: PDF, HTML, and EPUB. We have also been experimenting with other different possibilities to make the book more relevant for the African and South African context. For example, in the HIV Atlas textbook, the capacity to have the images magnified will assist doctors in diagnosing skin conditions. We're currently working on an open access textbook for constitutional law. We are aware that constitutional law is one of the most failed courses in a law degree. There are a multitude of reasons for this, which include, amongst others, high cost of textbooks and the dense content. For financial reasons, students are trying to make do without the textbook, and it's at their detriment. We are trying, as the library, to address these issues with the publication of this open textbook. We would like to see the textbook being interactive. We are working on embedding video clips so that students can see the court judgments. And this addresses the different learning styles. We want to add quizzes at the end of chapters, have self-examination with mock answers, and more importantly, have the text written in a style that is a lot less dense. For once I got that right. The libraries is working to the adage, African solutions for African problems. And that is the ability of Africans to understand problems of the continent and provide solutions for them. The hosting of OERs in Open UCT and the library publishing service contribute to the sharing of teaching and learning resources for the country and the continent. The focus of the publishing program is on transforming and empowering the continent through the moral obligation intrinsic in social justice. The library's push for a continental platform for the publication of books and journals speaks to the African solutions to African problems. Thank you, colleagues.